Let's meet the starters. First for the St. Thomas University Bobcats. A 5'9" junior libero from Livorno, Italy, number 1, Bianca Grassi. A 6'1" junior middle blocker from Atlanta, Georgia, number 8, Sanaa Nenes. A 5'6" graduate outside hitter from Cacas, Puerto Rico, number 10, Amanda Allende. A 6'2" sophomore middle blocker from Mapleton, Georgia, number 11, Taylor Barnes. A 6-foot graduate opposite from Grand Junction, Colorado, number 13, Alexandra McCaskill. A 6-foot freshman opposite from Coral Springs, Florida, number 18, Alex Bruno. And the 5'8" freshman center from Salina, Ohio, number 25, Peyton Berkey. The Bobcats are coached by Whitney Bateau. She's assisted by Brent Alberti and Carmen Lazaro Sands. And now let's meet the starters for the Hastings College Broncos. A 6-foot freshman outside hitter from South Holland, Netherlands, number 1, Ilsa Benet. A 5'7" junior libero from Lincoln, Nebraska, number 5, Miriam Miller. A 5'10" sophomore middle blocker from Elkhorn, Nebraska, number 6, Caitlin DeBoe. A 5'10" senior outside hitter from Broken Bow, Nebraska, number 7, Majesta Velasic. A 5'9" senior setter from Hastings, Nebraska, number 13, McKenna Asher. A 6'2" junior outside hitter from Lawrence, Kansas, number 15, Grace Branson. And a 6-foot freshman right side from Lincoln, Nebraska, number 20, Nicole Haywood. The Broncos are coached by Alex Allard. She's assisted by Margaret Coyantes and Garrett Luke. Let's play volleyball.
It's day 2 of the Labor Day Classic at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena on the campus of Mid-American Nazarene University in Olathe, Kansas. The first of a doubleheader between the Hastings College Broncos and the St. Thomas University Bobcats. Good Saturday morning to all watching. Ryan Robinson with you for the first of this doubleheader. As we get set for set number 1. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us today.
Hastings will begin set 1 serving. McCaskill serving.
McKenna Asher to serve to kick things off. And here we go. Ball goes over the net. And a point goes to St. Thomas to start this first set. And Dennis set to serve for the Bobcats. 2 points. 2 points for the Bobcats as Dennis serves again. The ball hits the net. Make it 3 for St. Thomas early in the first set. Dennis to serve. 4-0 St. Thomas. The ball goes out of bounds. St. Thomas with the early lead here. The serve from Dennis. The ball hits the net. And Hastings gets their first point of the set. Benet to serve for the Broncos. Here we go. 4-1 your score in set one. The ball hits the net. Make it 4-2. St. Thomas in set one. The serve from Grassi. St. Thomas, the second point. The second point for Hastings. And McCaskill serves it over the net. The ball goes. St. Thomas back over on their side. The ball hits the net. And the point to Hastings as subs are made. Miriam Miller to serve for the Broncos. The ball goes over the net. And Hastings cuts St. Thomas's lead to 1. Another serve from Miller. Over the net the ball goes. The ball goes into the scorer's table again. 2 days in a row. A point to the Bobcats. 6-4 your score in set one. The serve from St. Thomas. And another point for St. Thomas to make it 7 on the board for the Bobcats. 7-4 your score in set one. There's the serve from Allende. And it hits the net. And the point goes to Hastings. And Sophie Stevens to serve for the Broncos. 7-5 your score in set one. And Hastings gets point number 6 of set one here. The serve hits the net. A point to the Bobcats. Grassi to serve. 8-6 your score in set number one with St. Thomas leading. Here comes the serve. And a point to St. Thomas. 9-6 your score in set one. Grassi to serve again. Over the net the ball goes. Hastings hits it over the net. And the point goes to the Broncos. Velasic to serve for the Broncos. 9-7 your score now. Here comes the ball over the net. And the ball hits the net again. 10-7 your score in set number 1. Peyton Bertkey to serve. The ball hits the net. Almost hits the floor. Over the net again it goes. What a hit that is. Almost hit the mat. And 11-7 is your score in set 1, with St. Thomas having the advantage in the early going, still by 4 points. As Hastings serves it, it goes over the net, and the Broncos get their 8th point of the set, and they go to the bench to make a sub. Thibault is going to serve for the Broncos. Over the net the ball goes. It hits the net. And St. Thomas gets their 12th point of the set. Bruno to serve. Alexandra Bruno. Here comes the serve from St. Thomas. The Broncos with it. The ball goes over the net, and Hastings gets their 9th point, and both teams will make a sub. Asher to serve for the Broncos. The ball goes over the net again. And the point goes to St. Thomas, 13-9 in set 1. Another sub here. And Hastings is going to call a timeout. We're going to take one as well. You're watching the Labor Day Classic Day 2 on YouTube.com, MNUsports.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena for game 1 of a doubleheader between the Hastings College Broncos and the St. Thomas Bobcats. Ryan Robinson with you. Good Saturday morning in Olathe, Kansas. Appreciate all watching. And St. Thomas set to serve. Dennis back to serve. Here it comes. Hastings gets their 10th point of the set. And Benet is going to serve. Over the net, the ball goes. And St. Thomas, point number 14 on the first set. 14-10 your score in set number 1. McCaskill to serve. Over the net it goes. Hastings gets a point. Their 11th point on the board in set 1. And a sub is made. The serve from Miller. The ball hits the net on the St. Thomas side. Over the net it goes. The ball barely goes over the net. Over the net again. It hits the net. St. Thomas gets their 15th point of the set. 15-11, your score in set number 1 in game 1 of a doubleheader in day 2 of the Labor Day Classic at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena. The serve from St. Thomas. The ball goes over the net. And Hastings, point number 12 of set 1. Sophie Stevens to serve. There goes the ball over the net. And St. Thomas gets the 16th point of the set on their side. And Grassi to serve. And a substitution is made from the St. Thomas bench. The serve. And St. Thomas, 17 points as that ball just barely stays in. Another serve from Grassi. Over the net it goes. Over the net again. Hastings couldn't quite get there. Make it 18-12, St. Thomas. Grassi to serve, 18-12. Your score in set number 1. Over the net it goes. Again. St. Thomas, the 19th point of the set. And there's a timeout from the Broncos. We're going to take one as well. You're watching day 2 of the Labor Day Classic on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena, Rocky Lamar Court in Olathe, Kansas, on the campus of Mid-America Nazarene University. Bianca Grassi to serve. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday morning. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. (19-12) is your score in set number 1. Grassi serves it. And Hastings gets point 13 out of the timeout on the board. Velasic is going to serve for the Broncos. And St. Thomas, the 20th point on the board. Peyton Bertke to serve for the Bobcats. Over the net the ball goes. Again it goes over the net. St. Thomas, 21st point on the board. Another serve from Bertkey coming up. Here it comes. And the ball goes over the net and hits one of the officials. Correction. 22-13. St. Thomas. The ball goes over the net. And Hastings gets their 14th point. And Velasic is set to serve here. Thebo is going to serve. The ball barely goes over the net. The hit over the net from St. Thomas. And it goes out of bounds. And Hastings gets the point. Hastings hits the net, the side of the net, and the ball bounces out of bounds, almost in the scorer's table again. And Hastings gets the point, and Thebo just served it. The ball hits the net again, and St. Thomas gets point number 23 of the first set. Bruno to serve. St. Thomas 2 points away from a set point in this one. Played some good volleyball last night and expect more good volleyball today, as St. Thomas gets point number 24. And Bruno is going to serve. A potential set point coming for St. Thomas. Hastings trying to hold on in set number 1. They get their 17th point of the set here. Asher to serve. And St. Thomas wins set 1, 25-17. Stand by for set 2. You're watching the Labor Day Classic on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back in Olathe, Kansas at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena, Rocky Lamar Court on the campus of Mid-America Nazarene University for game 1 of 2 in day 2 of the Labor Day Classic. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday morning. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. Thanks for joining us as we prepare for set 2 of this matchup. St. Thomas with a 1-0 lead after winning set 1 rather. Bruno to serve for St. Thomas to start set 2. Here we go. St. Thomas gets it over the net. The first point of set 2 goes to Hastings. Hastings to serve. Thebo served it. Over the net it goes. St. Thomas will not get there. 2-0 Hastings early in set 2. The ball hits the net. And St. Thomas gets their first point of set 2. And a sub for St. Thomas. And Dennis to serve. St. Thomas ties it up. The ball hits the net. Bounces off of the net. And it's 2-2 now. Dennis to serve again. There's the ball. It goes over the net. St. Thomas has taken the lead. Make it 3-2 in set 2. Four to 2 in set 2. What a hit that was. Dennis to serve again. Hastings took an early lead, and now St. Thomas leads in set 2, 4-2. Here comes the serve from Dennis. Over the net the ball goes. 4-3, St. Thomas. The ball goes out of bounds. Asher to serve for the Broncos. Over the net it goes. Back over the net it goes, and St. Thomas can't quite get to that one. And the Broncos tie it up. Asher to serve. Asher serves. Over the net it goes. Hastings gets the 5th point of the set. The St. Thomas bench was having a little fun with the Jeopardy theme in that delay. And Hastings gets the 6th point. 6-4, the score now in set 2. Asher with the serve. Hastings gets point number 7. St. Thomas gets point number 5. 6-5, rather. McCaskill just served it. Over the net it goes. And Hastings, 7th point of the set, and a sub is made. Benet to serve for the Broncos. Here it comes. The ball goes over the net. St. Thomas can't quite get there. 8-5 Hastings in set number 2. St. Thomas has a 1-0 lead right now, but it might be in jeopardy. Let's see if St. Thomas can make a comeback. It's still early in this one. Benet to serve again. Hastings, 9th point of the set, 9-5. And St. Thomas wants a timeout. They've seen enough. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching the Labor Day Classic Day 2 on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. We are back inside the Cook Center Bell Family Arena, Rocky Lamar Court in Olathe, Kansas. Ryan Robinson with you on this early Saturday morning. Good to have you along here. Oh my goodness! What a hit that was by St. Thomas as they get this 6th point on the board for them out of the timeout. Nine to 6 your score in set 2. 10-6 now. Miller to serve for the Broncos. Hastings gets point number 11 of the set. And the ball goes over the net. Over the net again. Hastings gets it back. And they get their 12th point of the second set. Miller to serve for the Broncos. And a sub is made on the St. Thomas side for the Bobcats. 2 subs. The ball goes over the net. And St. Thomas gets their 7th point of the set. Another sub is made. Grossi to serve for the Bobcats. Over the net it goes. The Bobcats hit it over, but it's Hastings' point. 13-7, your score in set 2. Sophie Stevens set to serve for the Broncos. Over the net it goes. And St. Thomas, point number 8 in the set. Hope Levy-Gaskins for St. Thomas with the serve. Over the net the ball goes again. Over the net again. It hits the net, and St. Thomas is now within 4 points in set 2. Making a bit of a rally here. St. Thomas serves it again. The serve from Levy-Gaskins. Over the net it goes. And the point goes to Hastings. 14-9 your score in set 2. Navarrete to serve for the Broncos. Here comes the serve. It hits the net, and Hastings gets the 15th point of set 2. And Stevens to serve again. And the point goes to St. Thomas. 15-10 your score in set 2. There's the serve from Hope Levy-Gaskins. Another hit. Over the net. Passing the ball left and right. The point goes to St. Thomas. 4 points separate these two in set number 2. 15-11 your score. Alexandra Bruno back to serve for St. Thomas. St. Thomas gets point number 11, and Alexandra Bruno is back to serve once more. Over the net it goes. It's heading out of bounds. Hits the trash can. And a point goes to the Broncos. Thiebaud to serve for the Broncos. Ball barely goes over the net. The Broncos hit the net. 16-13 your score in set 2. It's tight again, folks. Dennis with the serve. And Hastings is loving that. 17th point for them. And subs are made. McKenna Asher to serve for the Broncos. And it's off the side of the net, and the Broncos take an 18-13 lead. Asher to serve again. Here comes the serve. And St. Thomas gets the point after Hastings hits the net. (18-14) your score in set 2. Tavares to serve for St. Thomas as the Hastings bench is getting hype. Hastings gets their 19th point. Elise Benet serves it, and Hastings gets point number 20, and we've got a timeout. We're going to step aside so you don't miss a thing. You're watching day 2 of the Labor Day Classic on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back inside the Cook Center Bell Family Arena on Saturday morning. Ryan Robinson with you. calling the action. 20-14 your score in set 2. Hastings leads it. Benet to serve. She hits the net. 20-15 your score. Allende is going to serve for St. Thomas. Hastings, point 21 a set 2. 4 points away from a set point. Miller to serve. Over the net it goes to St. Thomas. St. Thomas gets the 16th point of the set on the board for them. Grossi to serve. Subs for St. Thomas. Dennis comes on for the Bobcats. And Grossi's going to serve. St. Thomas, 17 points on the board in set 2 for them. Grassi to serve once again. Hastings gets their 22nd point of the set. Stevens to serve for the Hastings Broncos. Here comes the serve. The 23rd point of the set for Hastings. Stevens serves it. Over the net it goes. St. Thomas trying to stay alive. They get their 18th point of the set. Hope Levy Gaskins to serve for St. Thomas, the Bobcats. Passing it around. Over the net it goes, barely. It goes out, and Hastings gets point number 23 of set 2. The Broncos out of Hastings, Nebraska, making the trek from there. And Sophie Stevens serves it. And they will take set 2. 1-1. It's all knotted up. Stand by for set 3. You're watching day 2 of the Labor Day Classic on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Welcome back inside the Cook Center Bell Family Arena. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday morning. In this first game of a doubleheader of Day 2 of the Labor Day Classic between the Hastings College Broncos and the St. Thomas Bobcats. As we get prepared for set 3 in this match is tied at 1 set apiece. And the Broncos are set to serve to kick off this third set of play from Navarrete. And the ball goes over the net. And St. Thomas gets the first point of set 3. 1-0 St. Thomas, your score early in set number 3. Dennis to serve. Hastings gets a point to tie it up at 1 apiece. Thabo to serve. Here comes the serve. The ball hits the net. And Hastings goes up 2-1 in set number 3. Thabo to serve again. Here it comes. The ball gets over the net. And St. Thomas ties it up at 2 apiece in this third set. McCaskill to serve. The ball goes over the net to Hastings. Over the net towards St. Thomas, and Hastings gets the third point. 3-2 neck and neck early, and a sub is made for the Hastings Broncos. And Asher to serve. St. Thomas is out of Miami, Florida, making the trek all the way to Olathe, Kansas. And Hastings gets the 4th point from the Bobcats hitting the net. Asher to serve. Here we go. Hastings gets the 5th point of the set with the ball going out of bounds. Asher to serve. The ball hits the net, and St. Thomas gets point number 3 of the third set on the board for the Bobcats. Allende to serve. Over the net it goes. And the ball goes out of bounds. 5-4 Hastings. St. Thomas inching back in this third set of play. The ball hits the net again, and 6-4 Hastings in set 3. Subs are made for the Broncos, and Benet is serving. Back to serve for the Broncos. And here we go. Barely over the net it goes. The Broncos hitting the ball back and forth. It hits the net, and St. Thomas gets their 5th point of set 3, making it 6-5. Grassi to serve for the Bobcats. The ball goes over the net. It goes out of bounds. Almost. And Hastings gets the 7th point of the set on the board for them. Miller to serve. Over the net it is. St. Thomas gets it over the net. Another ball that almost goes into the stands. Makes it a point for the Bobcats. Peyton Bertkey serving. Over the net it goes. St. Thomas in the maroon. Hastings in the white. Back and forth the ball goes. It barely goes over the net. And St. Thomas gets a point to tie it up in the 3rd set. Bertkey to serve for the Bobcats. St. Thomas gets a point to make it 8-7. Nine to 7 Bobcats. As we could see on the replay. And St. Thomas serves it. Over the net the ball goes. And Hastings gets their 8th point. Another sub from Hastings bench. It's Sophie Stevens to serve. The ball goes over the net. Dennis gets it over the net. And a point for the Bobcats. And Alexandra Bruno to serve. 10-8 St. Thomas in set number 3. With Hastings and St. Thomas splitting the first 2 sets. Navarrete is going to serve for the Broncos. Over the net it goes from St. Thomas. Hastings battling for it. Over the net again. The Broncos have tied it up in set number 3, 10-all. Navarrete to serve once more. Here goes the ball over the net. It hits the net. And St. Thomas gets the 11th point. Dennis to serve. Here comes the ball, and it goes out of bounds. And Hastings gets a point to make it 11-all in set 3. Thibault to serve for Hastings. Hastings, 12 points on the board. Broncos to serve once more. Thebo. Over the net it goes. Just barely over the net. The Hastings Broncos get it. And over the net again. 13-11 Broncos. Thebo to serve again. The ball goes over the net. And St. Thomas gets a point to make it 13-12. McCaskill to serve for the Bobcats. And Hastings gets the 14th point after the ball hits the net. And McKenna Asher is going to serve for the Broncos. St. Thomas gets it over the net. The ball goes over the net. It goes out of bounds. And St. Thomas gets the 13th point of the set in set number 3. 14-13 your score in set 3. Over the net the ball goes. Allende. Allende. St. Thomas hits the net. Hastings, 15 points on the board. On the board. Benet to serve. The ball goes out of bounds. And St. Thomas gets the 14th point of the set. 15-14. Grassi to serve, the junior. Here it comes. Over the head of the Hastings Broncos. And they get the 16th point of the set. Miriam Miller to serve for the Broncos. Back over the net, the ball goes to St. Thomas's side. It hits the net. 16-15 your score. Bertkey to serve for the Bobcats. Here it comes. It hits the net again. 17-15 Hastings in set 3. Subs for the Broncos off the bench. And Stevens to serve for the Broncos. Sophie Stevens. Here comes the serve. Over the net the ball goes. The Hastings Broncos get point number 18 in set number 3. 18-15 your score in set 3 in day 2 of the Labor Day Classic, the first game of a doubleheader. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday morning. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. And Hastings gets another point, 19-15. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching the Labor Day Classic, Day 2 at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena on YouTube.com, MNUsports.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back to volleyball action at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday in the first of a doubleheader of the Labor Day Classic, Day 2. Thanks, everyone, for being with us. St. Thomas gets the 16th point out of the timeout to make it 19-16 Hastings in the third set of play. And Alexandra Bruno set to serve for St. Thomas. Another point for St. Thomas on the board. 19-17 your score in set 3. Here we go, the serve from Alexandra Bruno. And Hastings gets 20 points on the board in set 3. The sub from the Bronco bench. Nava ready to serve for the Broncos. And the ball off the side of the net. 20-18 your score, with St. Thomas getting the 18th point on the board in set 3. Dennis to serve for the Bobcats. The ball goes over the net, it hits the net. And St. Thomas, the Bobcats, get point number 19 in the third set. 20-19 your score, as the Bobcats have stormed back into this one. Grassi to serve for the Bobcats. The ball goes over the net. Hastings gets a point. And Thibault serves. Over the net the ball goes. And Hastings gets their 22nd point of set 3. 3 set points away from winning the third set. Here comes the serve. St. Thomas makes it 20, so 2 points now separate these teams. McCaskill to serve for St. Thomas. Over the net, the ball goes back to St. Thomas, back to Hastings. Left to right, the ball goes. Over the net again, left to right. Over the net. And St. Thomas, 21st point on the board in the third set. 22-21 your score. It's a tight one. Stay glued to your seat, folks. McCaskill serves it. (23-21) Hastings. And here come the subs. McKenna Asher to serve for the Broncos. And the ball goes over the net. And St. Thomas gets point number 22. 23-22, your score in set 3. Allende to serve. And St. Thomas ties it up. They have come back big time in this third set. Allende to serve. Over to the Broncos it goes. And St. Thomas takes the lead. And Hastings wants a timeout. We're going to take one as well. Let's step aside. You are watching the Labor Day Classic Day 2 on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back inside the Cook Center Bell Family Arena, Rocky Lamar Court on the campus of Mid-American Nazarene University in Olathe, Kansas. Ryan Robinson with you this Saturday for the Labor Day Classic, the first of a doubleheader between Hastings and St. Thomas. We're in set 3. It's all tied at 24 apiece. Anybody's set. If you joined us late, each team split the first 2 sets. Benet serves it. And Hastings will take set number 2 in a tight one, 25-24. Set 4 begins. And St. Thomas gets the first point. Grossi to serve. There's a discrepancy on the scoreboard here. And set 4 begins. Hastings gets the first point of the set. Miller to serve. St. Thomas ties it up. 1-1 in set 4. Bertkey to serve. The ball just out of the reach of Thiebaud, and it's 2-1 in set 4 in favor of St. Thomas. The ball almost hits the net. And St. Thomas gets the third point of the set. And St. Thomas takes set 3. We are back for set 4 in game 1 of a doubleheader in the Labor Day Classic between the Hastings College Broncos and the St. Thomas Bobcats. Hello again, everybody. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday. St. Thomas just took set 3 by 2 points, 26-24. Getting set for set 4 now. MNU will play in the second game against Columbia College. That should be a good one. Alexandra Bruno to serve. Over the net to Hastings. Back over to St. Thomas. St. Thomas gets a point. Alexandra Bruno back to serve. Hastings ties it up.
Point, Hastings. Thibault, serving.
Thibault is going to serve. Here it comes. And it hits the net. And St. Thomas goes up 2-1 in set 4. Dennis to serve. Here comes the ball. Over the net it goes. And it goes over the side netting. And 3-1 in favor of St. Thomas now. St. Thomas with it over to Hastings. Passing the ball back and forth. Off the net. St. Thomas 4-1 your score in set 4. Pulling away early. St. Thomas with the early momentum with Dennis serving once more. Hastings gets their second point of the set. Subs are made for both teams on each side. Asher to serve. St. Thomas, fifth point of the set. 5-2 your score. McCaskill to serve. St. Thomas over the net it goes. McCaskill. And timeout for the Hastings Broncos. We're going to step aside and take one as well. You're watching the Labor Day Classic, Day 2 at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hard Conference Network. McCaskill to serve. And the ball goes over the net and out of bounds. St. Thomas takes a commanding 7-2 lead in set number 4. They already have a 2-1 advantage. McCaskill serves it again. Ryan Robinson with you in the Labor Day Classic at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena. Thanks for watching, everybody. MNU and Columbia College will play later on in the second game of the doubleheader. Hastings finally gets the third point on the board, and a sub is made from the bench. Benet to serve for the Broncos. St. Thomas, 9th point of the set. Allende to serve. Hastings gets the point, the 4th point of the 4th set for the Broncos. Miller to serve. The ball almost hits the ceiling. It went really high up. And St. Thomas gets the 10th point of the set, and Grassi is getting set to serve. Bianca Grassi, the junior. Over the net it goes. Stevens is going to serve. 10-5 your score in set 4. 11-5 your score now. Dennis gets it over the net. And Bertkey to serve for St. Thomas in set 4 here in the Cook Center Bell Family Arena. Hastings, point number 6 on the board. 11-6 in favor of St. Thomas. Navarrete to serve for the Broncos. Here it comes. Over the net. It goes almost out of bounds towards the St. Thomas bench, and 12-6 in favor of the Bobcats. Bruno to serve. Here it comes. Over the net. Hastings gets point number 7 on the board in set 4. Thibault to serve. St. Thomas, point number 13 for St. Thomas. For St. Thomas, as Dennis is set to serve for the Bobcats. There's the pass over the net. Back over to St. Thomas. The hit over the net again. Benet gets the ball over the net. Asher to serve. Here we go. And it goes out of bounds. And a point to the Bobcats. 14-8 your score in set number 4. Over the net it goes. The Bobcats get point number 15. They take a commanding lead in set 4. A timeout for Hastings. We're going to step aside and take one as well. You're watching day 2 of the Labor Day Classic on MNUsports.com, the Hart Conference Network, and YouTube.com. Back at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena, Rocky Lamar Court, Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday. Hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. (15-8) your score in set 4, and Hastings gets the 9th point on the board in set 4. Benet to serve. Hastings, point number 10 on the board. Hastings set to serve from Miller. St. Thomas grabs point number 16. And Allende to serve. There it is. And it rolls out of bounds almost to the scorer's table. Miller to serve. And it hits the net. St. Thomas, their 17th point of the 4th set. A substitution is made from the St. Thomas bench. St. Thomas to serve. Over the net. Hastings gets point number 12. Sophie Stevens for the Broncos to serve. 17-12 your score in set 4. Hastings, 13 points for them. Sophie Stevens to serve again. The ball goes over the net. St. Thomas. Bruno gets it over the net. And Bert Key serving. What a nice play by Alexandra Bruno to get St. Thomas their 18th point as play resumes here. And St. Thomas gets the 19th point. (19-13) your score. The ball goes over the net. It falls. And Hastings gets point number 14 with Velocic serving. Back over to St. Thomas. Barely over the side netting. And St. Thomas gets the 20th point. Bruno to serve. Hastings gets the 16th point, 15th point I should say. And DeBow is going to serve. 20-15 your score in set 4. St. Thomas, 21 points for St. Thomas. 4 points away from a match point. Dennis to serve. Hastings, point number 16 on the board. Asher to serve. And the Bobcats get point number 22 on the board. 3 points away from a match point. McCaskill to serve. The Pioneers standing by. And Hastings gets the 17th point. And Benet is set to serve for the Broncos. 22-17 your score in set 4. 23 now. St. Thomas 2 points away from a match point. Allende to serve. Over to Hastings, trying to stay alive. St. Thomas gets the 24th point. The next point is the match point for St. Thomas. Allende to serve. Over the net and Hastings, point number 18, still not going away quietly. Miller to serve. Over the net it goes to St. Thomas, looking for that match point. Will they get it here? Hastings over the net. Hastings still not going away. 19th point of the set for them. Miller to serve. Hastings hanging by a thread in this one. Hanging on by a thread. Oh my goodness, what a hit that was from St. Thomas. Hastings, now it's a 3-point separation. St. Thomas wants a timeout. We're going to step aside and take one as well. You're watching the Labor Day Classic on MNUsports.com, YouTube.com, and the Hart Conference Network. Back at the Cook Center Bell Family Arena to resume play in this fourth set of play between Hastings and St. Thomas. Miller just served it. Ryan Robinson with you on this Saturday. Back over to the Hastings side it goes. It hits the net, and St. Thomas takes the match in the fourth set, 25-20. Another close one. Hastings tried to rally, but came up just a bit short. What a fight the Broncos put up. But, however, St. Thomas takes the match 3-1. Stand by for game 2. The Pioneers play next. This is Ryan Robinson saying so long for a moment.